Hey guys, we are in the basement. Today we're gonna do a John's Arcade tech video, guys. That's right, it's gonna be a quick tech video, but you know what? If you guys remember a couple of videos ago, I picked up a Robotron. That's right, it's right here. And I traded my buddy Jay. And actually, Jay and I are trading a couple of games. Actually, I'm trading my Star Wars and my Multi-Williams, which was in a Bubbles cabinet, for his Robotron 720 and a Nintendo R-Type cabinet. Now, I've already done the Multi-Williams and Robotron trade, and the Robotron is down here right now, and yes, I know, Star Wars is going to be leaving the building soon. I know it's not been a popular trade. I've heard from you guys. But you know what? I really want a 720, and I'm not playing Star Wars that much, so I'm doing it. Anyway, regardless, when we got the Robotron, it had some issues, and it still has some issues. And in this video, we're going to fix one of the issues. Now, when I got it, it had the wrong joysticks. It had 4-way joysticks, which is completely wrong. This game is supposed to have 8-way joysticks because you move in all 8 directions, up, down, left, right, and all the diagonals, and you also shoot in all 8 directions, up, down, left, right, and all the diagonals. And this thing had 4-way joysticks. What the heck? You cannot play Robotron with 4-way joysticks. And it also had the wrong length sticks on it. It had 3-inch sticks. Now, Robotron from the factory came with 4-inch Wicco leaf switch 8-way joysticks. And that's what we have in here now. And I have since replaced the ones that were in here. My buddy Pete hooked me up with some new 8-way bases, and then Jay got me the 4-inch sticks with the balls. And it's absolutely perfect. It plays perfect. However, there is one big problem here. And by the way, we changed the sticks in the Fun Spot video when Greg from Arcade Impossible was here, and we kind of showed that in the video really quick. But anyway, there's still a big problem here with the game, and if you look here, look what it says. When you turn the game on, it says high score table reset, bookkeeping totals cleared, adjustment failure, restore factory settings by opening front door. So what's happening here is the game is losing its settings, okay? And that's a problem, because every time I turn the game on, it goes to this screen. It doesn't save high scores. It doesn't keep any of the settings that you can put in here, because you can set this game for free play. You can set the difficulty. You can set how often you get a free man. There's all kinds of different settings. And now, because the battery that's on the board isn't working, every time I turn it on, I get this. Now, a lot of people will install coin cell batteries, and I'll show you guys this in a little bit. And that's what's on my board right now, because originally, though, the PCB had 3 AA batteries mounted directly on the board. And that's kind of a problem long term, because if those batteries, the alkaline batteries, leak, they will take out the entire PCB. Now, Williams, who made Robotron, they also made pinball back then. And this was kind of a popular thing they did on their pinball machines as well, is they put these battery holders on there. And so over time, if the person who owned the game didn't replace the batteries, they would leak and they would take the board out. And so guys like us who are collecting these games today, they're removing the battery holder, and they're either putting like a watch battery, a 3-volt watch battery, or they're remote mounting a AA battery holder. And that's what I did on my Whirlwind, because my Whirlwind originally had a 3 AA battery holder on the board. And the batteries never leaked, thank God, but I removed the original battery holder and I wired up a 3 AA. And that's what we're gonna do in this video, because yes, I do have a modern battery holder on here that's holding a 3-volt coin cell, but for whatever reason, it's not keeping the settings. And again, originally it had 3 AA's, which was 4.5 volts. And I've got a watch battery, which is only 3 volts, and for whatever reason, that's just not enough juice. And if you guys saw in the video when I picked up the Robotron, Adam and I were kind of testing it out, and we tried a 3.6 volt battery. I had a cordless phone battery that we just we tried it out, just used it for testing, and it worked. It was saving the settings. So for whatever reason, my board just doesn't like the 3 volts. So what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna wire up a 3 AA battery holder on here. And really, that's going to be very similar to what was on here originally. It's just that we're going to remote it remotely. We're going to mount it remotely. So anyway, why don't I pull the game out and let's get the board off and let's get to work. Okay, we have the game pulled out here. And by the way, look how great this thing looks. This is a very good looking Robotron. All original sides and everything. it's really in pretty good shape, and I don't have to do much to it. The only thing I need to do still is I need to replace the control panel overlay. The original one's on there right now. It's got some, like, you know, tears and rips in it. Not a huge deal, but I'm gonna replace it. I actually already ordered a reproduction from Arcade Shop. Other than that, this thing's pretty much set for the basement. So anyway, let's get the PCB out. Now, to get this board out, we gotta take the back door off, and these Williams games tend to have like kind of like two doors here. So we've got this one right here that is kind of hinged. Oops, and we'll just open that up. And then this one here, the top one just kind of falls out. Originally it had a lock on here, but I'm missing the key, so we're just gonna open the bottom one and then the top one just falls out. So, all right, so here's the boards, and obviously I have the game unplugged right now. You don't wanna do this when the game is plugged in. And let's get down here. So this is the main PCB right here, and you can see we have that lithium kind of watch battery or hearing aid battery that's installed right there. That should work in theory. I know that a lot of guys put those batteries on their games and it works perfectly fine. For whatever reason, not working on mine. So we're gonna, nope, I'm not worried about it. We're just gonna put a AA battery holder in there. It's gonna be fine. And you know what? I don't mind changing AA batteries every couple of years, and I'm gonna remote mount it so they can't leak on the board. So it's gonna be perfectly good. All right, let me get my screwdriver. I'm gonna need that to get this board off. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got my screwdriver. And by the way, this is the battery holder we're gonna be using. I got this on eBay for like $2. It's a 3 AA battery holder with a positive and a negative wire there. And we're just gonna wire that up to where the old one was, but we're gonna add some extra wire basically so we can just kind of lay this in the bottom of the cabinet. And that way if it leaks, it's not gonna harm anything. It'll just kind of leak on the wood. So, okay, so we need to get the board out because you can't really do this while it's in the cabinet. You gotta pull the board out. And pulling the board out is not a big deal. You just need to remove all these connectors, these kind of Molex connectors, and remove them from the headers here, okay? And then we've got these ribbon cables over here, and there's a ribbon cable over here, and that's it. So everything is all disconnected, and then we're just gonna basically unscrew the PCB from the plate, because this PCB is mounted to a metal plate on the back door here. And it looks like this is missing like all the screws. There's just 2 screws holding it on. Not a big deal. Okay, so that's it. The board is out, and now we are ready to replace the battery. And again, you can see that's the lithium battery. It's a 3-volt 2032 battery with a holder on here. And originally there was a AA battery holder in this area that has long been removed, which is good because a lot of times, again, those original batteries, the alkalines, will leak if you don't change them, and they'll take this whole board out. And when batteries leak, you know, that acid, it loves to just follow these traces and just go everywhere. I mean, it'll literally take the entire board out. And thankfully, this is a very clean board. The original batteries never leaked, and the original holder is long gone. But for whatever reason, this 3-volt battery, not working. This board does not like it. I don't know what to make of that. And by the way, the idea here is that when you turn the power off, okay, this battery is gonna supply voltage to one of the RAM chips, because the RAM chip is what's holding the settings, okay? It's holding your high scores, it's holding your free play setting, and when the game is plugged into the wall, you know, the power supply is, you know, making 5 volts, it's keeping that chip alive, and so the brain of that chip is alive, it's got voltage, it's happy, and it's storing all of that data. But then when you unplug the game, all the voltage goes away and the brain dies, essentially, and it loses its memory. And that's why when you plug it in again, it says factory settings, you know, because it lost its memory. And that's why they put batteries on here, because this voltage, this 3 volts, is routed to a very specific RAM chip that holds that data. It holds that free play setting, it holds that high score, it holds the default level setting, and so this battery keeps that chip alive when the game loses power from the wall. When the game loses AC voltage, this battery keeps the chip alive. And for whatever reason, this 3-volt battery, not doing it for me, so we're gonna replace it. So, all right, what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go in the garage. So I got my soldering set up out there right now, and we're gonna get to work on this. So let's go to the garage. Okay, here we are in the garage, and by the way, the journey is very sad right now. After the last Journey Restore video, the monitor died. The game is dead. And so I believe the flyback is bad. I ordered a new flyback from Bob Roberts. Now, the pisser here, though, is that I have a new flyback in here right now, and I think I got a bum flyback. And it's just my hunch here. I'm not 1,000,000% positive, but I did a lot of testing on the monitor. Just testing the B+. I replaced the regulator, the hot, the caps. It's behaving like the flyback is bad. There's no high voltage, or it's going in a high voltage HV shutdown. So anyway, we're going to do that probably in the next video. I'm going to replace the flyback on that monitor, and hopefully this game will be back up and running. But anyway, let's get to work on this Robotron PCB. Okay, we're all set up. I got everything I need. I just need a soldering iron, my new battery holder, and some wire. And this video is a little different because normally when you do this, it has the original battery holder still, okay? Someone already took it off, so what we're doing is gonna be a little different than your standard stock Robotron add a battery, but really the steps are gonna be the same, except you're gonna have to remove the stock battery holder first, okay? And which means you just basically will desolder these points. There's 6 of them. There's 3 positives, 1, 2, 3, and 3 negatives, 1, 2, 3. And you'll desolder those, and then the original AA battery holder will just come right off, okay? And someone already did that, and they put this in there instead. So I have to basically undo the mod, and then we're gonna add a new mod, which is gonna be the remote-mounted AA battery holder. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come in here, and we're gonna get this lithium battery holder off. And I should probably pop the old battery out of here. I don't wanna heat up a battery. And by the way, I've already tried... Okay, guys, I'm actually going to show you something that's pretty funny. This video might be over. And I just discovered this, and I'm like, wait a second here. Do I even need to do this video? Okay, so I was getting ready to remove this battery holder, okay, with my soldering iron. And I said, okay, let's remove this battery first, okay, before we just desolder this battery holder, okay? And I pulled the battery out. Now, this was a brand new battery that I bought at CVS, okay? I just bought it like 2 weeks ago, okay? And I pulled the battery out, right? Let's get it out. Boy, you guys are gonna think I'm a dumbass. So I pulled the battery out, and I was getting ready to put it on the table, and then I turned it over, and I'm like, what? What the hell is this? There's a frickin' sticker on it. There's a harmful if swallowed sticker on the back of this battery, guys. So when I bought this battery, brand new, I did not remove this sticker, okay? And this sticker was preventing this battery from making full contact with the battery holder. Holy cow, man. Could it be that this is gonna work now? It was just a sticker on there? All right, so you know what? We're gonna have to test this now. I'm not gonna go through the effort of putting a remote battery holder on here if that's all it was. Okay, so I just put the battery in the holder without the sticker because the top of this battery is positive and the bottom is negative. So I wasn't getting negative connection here. And let's just read the voltage real quick and see if it's going to where it's supposed to be going. And basically it's supposed to be going, well, I'm just gonna put it on this lead and then that lead. Okay, actually I'm not getting the necessary voltage. Oh, no, I am. There we go. We got 3 volts. No, we're not getting it. If I put some pressure on it, I get it. I wonder if this battery holder is a little stretched out. This is so funny. If you know... What I'm thinking right now is this even a video? Do I just stop recording right now? Maybe John doesn't release a video right now. All right, I just pushed that down. Let's test our voltages here. I'm just pressing on the top here of this tab and then going over here. Oops, I'm doing it backwards. So yeah, I'm getting 3 volts. It's going through there. Yeah, it's totally in there. And I'm getting contact. I'm getting 3.2 volts. Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's what the problem was? I didn't remove the sticker from the bottom of the battery. All right, you know what? We have no choice right now. I have to go in the basement and try this out. Boy, I feel really dumb. All right, we're going to go back down to the basement and we're going to try this out. All right, let's get the PCB back on. And, you know, if this fixes it, boy, I feel dumb. You know what? It's the simple, stupid things that you discover sometimes. And you know, I want to tell you something. I had Adam here, who was an engineer. And him and I were testing this all out, and we could not get it to work. And we said, well, hey, you know what? It looks like this board just doesn't like coin cell batteries. Of course it didn't like the coin cell battery. It wasn't making connection because there was a sticker on the bottom of the battery. Oh, my God. You know what? That's okay. You know what? You learn. You learn from these stupid little things. I certainly learned something today. All right, so we're going to hook this all back up. And my God, if this fixes it. I mean, I hope it does, actually, because I don't want to mess with this anymore. I need to move on to the control panel overlay, which we're not going to do in this video, but it's something I need to do soon. I ordered it already. All right, we got the board all hooked up again. So let me turn the game on, and what we're going to do is we're going to set the settings, and then we're going to turn the game off and see if it actually holds the settings. So let me set the tripod in front of the game here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and plug the game in real quick. Okay, so the game's plugged in, and it should come up with the factory default settings because the battery was disconnected and all that. So let's see what happens. The game's not turning on because the interlock switch on the back here. There's an interlock switch on the back door, and the back door is off right now, so it wasn't turning on. Okay, so all right, there we go. We got some signs of life. Okay, so here we go. This is the high score table reset, bookkeeping totals cleared, factory settings restored, which we should expect to get right now because the battery was disconnected and we just put it on. There was nothing in the memory. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the test and we're going to set up our settings, okay? And so we're going to, if you look down here, and this is very similar to how Williams pinball machines work. On the coin door, we have a series of buttons here. There's 3 buttons. One is like reset, one's forward, one's backwards, something like that. I think one is technically enter, and one's forward and one's backwards, and this one here gets you into test. So we're going to push that, and if we come up here, we can see what the test screen looks like. It says bookkeeping totals. So this thing will keep track of all the bookkeeping. It will tell you how many times quarters were placed in the left coin slot, the center coin slot if it had one, the right coin slot, how many total paid credits, how many extra lives were earned, how many play times in minutes, how many men played, how many credits played, average time per credit. Now this information was all on here because the operators back in the day were trying to make as much money as possible, okay? And if they saw that, you know, average time per credit, which means average time per quarter, if they turned this game on and came into the test menu and saw that the average time was a half hour per quarter, well, my God, they're losing a lot of money because this game is being tied up 50 cents an hour, essentially, right? They want to make way more money on that so they can ramp up the difficulty in the settings, okay? To make the game harder, to make the game earn more money. And yeah, it's kind of devious, but that's what they did back in the day. And we'll go ahead and press it here. So here's all the options here. Extra man every 25,000, turns per player 3, pricing selection. So I'm going to use the joysticks here to go down to pricing selection, and I'm going to put it on free play, which is all my games are in free play. And I'm pressing up on the right joystick, and you can see the different settings here. 1 quarter for 4 credits or something, I don't know, but I'm putting it on free play, okay? And then we're also going to come down here, fancy attract mode, yeah, we'll leave that on. Difficulty of play. The default on the ROM set I have is 3, which is, I guess, not the good ROM set. You want it to be on 5, okay? That's the version everyone plays on. Everybody plays on difficulty 5. And so we're going to put it on that, which is recommended. And that's it. So we've got all the settings here. So let's get out of this menu. Okay, and now we just set the settings, right? So if that battery is working, and my God, it better be working, it's saving those settings I just put in its memory, okay? And it's on free play, so, okay, so it's all working. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna unplug the game, okay? And then we're gonna see if it holds the settings. So let me unplug it. Actually, I didn't unplug it, I just turned it off. I hit the switch, okay? So the game is off right now. And I'm gonna let it just sit for, I don't know, 10 seconds. Because that, you know, if the battery's not working, 10 seconds is certainly enough time, I think, to clear that RAM out. Because the RAM right now, if it wasn't getting power, it's slowly dying, right? And so we'll wait 10 seconds, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's turn it back on and let's see if it saves our settings. And if it does, we know, if it does save the settings here, I just turned it on, we know that all along the battery holder was good, just that original battery that was in here when I got it. Initial, come on, please save the settings. There we go. Unfrickin' believable. So, there was nothing wrong. The battery was just dead when I got the game. And when I replaced the battery, I left the sticker on there. Oh my God. So I'm thinking to myself, do I release this video right now? Yeah, why not? You know what? If you guys can learn from my mistakes, there's something to be learned here, right? So I tell you what though, why don't I put the game back? Why don't we at least play a game? Let's enjoy ourselves some Robotron. So let me slide the game back in and we'll just play a little bit of Robotron. I'll show you guys how it plays. Okay, we have the game back in its home here, and you know what? Why not? Let's play some Robotron. Now, full disclosure here, I am not good. I actually suck at all these games down here, except for Donkey Kong and Pole Position. But this is a game that I'm trying to get good at, and maybe we'll have a good game. I don't know. A good game for me is about 200,000 points, maybe, if I'm lucky. So anyway, this game is awesome. It is freaking awesome. It was released in '83 by Williams. Actually, it was '82. By Williams. It was designed by Eugene Jarvis and, God, who was his partner in crime? Eugene and Larry DeMar, right? Yeah, I think, yeah, Larry DeMar. And these two guys were kind of the vid kids. You know, they also did Defender and Stargate, Blaster. You know, they did a lot of really iconic, amazing games for Williams back in the 80s. And this is probably, I think, their best game. Defender is definitely iconic, and a lot of people love Defender. But me, I never really got into it because it's kind of hard. You know, it's a really hard game. This game's hard too, but I always feel like I have a little bit of hope in this game, you know. And the controls on this game are what really set it apart. Now, this is not the actual first game to use twin sticks, but it is definitely the game that perfected it. It's the game that really made this a viable way of playing a game where you have the left stick moving your character and the right stick firing. Now, you guys remember Geometry Wars on the Xbox 360? Same kind of deal. Left stick move, right stick shoot. There's been tons of games like it since, including like Smash TV, which, by the way, Eugene Jarvis also did. But there's been tons of twin stick shooters, especially like in the last 10 years, like on Xbox and on Xbox Live and stuff. So anyway, all right, let's start the game. So again, we got two joysticks. They're both 8-way, and we got two buttons over here for 1 and 2 player start. I'm going to turn the light off here. And let's just play a game, and I'll just kind of show you guys how bad I am at this game. But it is a genius freaking game. Let me see if I can turn some of these lights off. Is the glare too bad? Yeah, it's okay. All right, so we're going to start a game. And we're this little guy in the middle, and the left stick is moving him around. And see that little person there with a suitcase? That's a human. And there's one over there, the girl over here. And basically the object of the game, it's kind of a risk versus reward, okay? The object of the level is to kill all of the bad guys, these little robots, okay? And once you kill all of them, you pass the level, okay? Now you can also collect the humans, and you'll get bonus points, okay? It's not mandatory though, but it is risk versus reward. Because as soon as you kill the last guy, the level clears, okay? So what I'm trying to do basically is kill these aliens, make my way towards the humans, and grab them. Okay, and now the enemies start getting kind of varied. We got those little witch guys there that spawn out of these circles. See those circles there? Those things are nasty. They're gonna start spawning these witches. Okay, I just killed it. All right, and then we have these tanks, okay, which are those big green guys right there. You can't kill those guys. And the witches will kind of trap you in the corner. They're relentless. So So we're basically killing the robots, the circles that spawn the little witch characters or robots, whatever you want to call them. And then we have these tanks. And then there's this kind of like litter on the screen. This level's awesome. These are the brain guys. And these brain guys shoot the missiles, they kind of zigzag like that, okay? And then they also possess the humans and turn them like kind of into zombies that will chase you. Okay, and then the bonus points, every time you get a human, the next one's worth 1,000 points more until they're worth 5,000 points, then it just stops. Okay, so we just passed that level. But this is pretty much the game, and it just starts getting harder and harder and more intense and more intense. And the guys that are really good at this are really good at this. I just don't quite have the reflexes for this game, but I am getting better, I think. Gotta get rid of that circle thing there. That's gonna spawn these guys who are they're bastards. They're just very aggressive. Alright, this level is horrible. See those little diamonds? They're about to spawn and turn into these tanks. And those tanks are really tough because they throw like these big meteors at you. Actually did okay there. So that's pretty much the game. I'm going around, I'm killing the bad guys, I'm avoiding the tanks because I can't kill them, and I'm trying to collect the humans as I go, and if the tank guys touch the humans, they kill them. And you guys should watch Greg, Arcade Impossible. He streams Robotron all the time. He's really good at this game. And I'm not. But this game, I mean, come on. I mean, this is really one of the greatest games to come out of the 80s, without a doubt. I'm actually doing kind of okay here. Then you have moments like that. Now you can see this level, the border's gone. They just kind of did that to mess with your head. So yeah, I mean, that's it, man. That's Robotron. It really is rinse and repeat, and we'll put my initials in because now it's going to actually save them. Boy, that was really stupid of me. I put the battery in with a sticker on the back of it. So I have the all-time high score, #1, John. And this game's pretty cool. It keeps the top 37 scores, and then it keeps the top 10 of the day. And keeping 37 scores is pretty awesome, though. Here's kind of the story. I said the Robotron 2084 family, but such an awesome game, guys. I mean, Robotron is the shit. I mean, really, it's that good. And I'm very pleased to have one of these in the basement because these iconic games, you know, for me, you gotta have them. You gotta have a Pac-Man, you gotta have a Donkey Kong, you gotta have Burger Time, you know, you gotta have Robotron. I mean, it is iconic, you know, it's as iconic to me as Frogger and Miss Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, so it's been on my list for a long time, and I'm super happy to have it. So Jay, if you're watching this video, thanks, pal. I'm enjoying the trade so far. I might miss Star Wars, though, because my Star Wars is pretty bitchin'. But I think having 720 down here is gonna be pretty cool, because I love skateboarding. You know, I've been a skateboarder I'm not very good at skateboarding. I can't do tricks. I like to longboard and stuff, but that's about it. But I've always been a skateboarder, you know, since like, you know, 6th grade. I had friends that were really good at skateboarding. I was never good, but I always enjoyed it. And I like cruising around on my skateboard. I just kind of like the whole skateboarding scene, you know. So having a 720, which is a massive 80s skateboarding game, which I kind of lived through that, you know, is pretty exciting to me. Actually, more exciting than a Star Wars. Because Star Wars, yeah, I like Star Wars, but I'm not a Star Wars guy. You know, I don't like, you know, I'm not like into Star Wars. I mean, I like it, I respect it. I'm not collecting Star Wars stuff, but I collect skateboards. You know, I love skateboards. So anyway, I'm looking forward to getting the 720 down here. That should be pretty soon. Check out my my little skateboard collection up here. I got these video game themed skateboards. I've got Dig Dug. Here's 720. These are actually totally legit decks, by the way. This is not junk. Some skate company released these, oh, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and they were on eBay, and I bought all of them. I'm actually missing one of them. I'm missing Pac-Man, and it was Network brand skateboards. These are actually legit decks, and I just had to have them because it's skateboarding and video games. I mean, so I've got Dig Dug right there. I've got 720. I've got Donkey Kong. I've got Galaga right here. Okay, and I've got Centipede. There's one more. I'm missing Pac-Man. And would it be cool to make a deck out of this? I would hate to ruin this. It would be kind of fun, though, to make a deck out of one of these and actually skate on it. Which one would you do? Would you do the 720? That's pretty badass. Come on, look at that. I mean, so, yeah, anyway, I can't wait to get the 720. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this little midweek video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, next video, we're going to be back in the garage working on the Journey. I really was hoping to have the Journey done this week. It looks like it's not happening, and, you know what, I don't know. If it's done in the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks, I'll be pretty happy. I'm in no rush now to get it down here. I was trying to get it down here for my party, which is happening this weekend, but the writing's on the wall. I can't finish it. I ran out of time. I've just been like so busy. Like, you know, Greg was here, went up to New Hampshire. I just got busy with kind of the weather getting warm and doing stuff outside, so whatever. I'll get it done in the next couple weeks, but yeah, next video, we're definitely gonna be back in the garage working on the Journey, probably this weekend. I might put up a video from my party too. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'm usually kind of having a good time at my party, if you know what I mean. But anyways, meaning I don't usually film because I'm having a good time. But anyway, that's it, guys. Hey, listen, if you have never subscribed to my channel, now is a great time to do it, because I do release new videos every Sunday and sometimes in between. And if you want to keep up with the videos, you got to subscribe. Just hit subscribe. It's good. It's easy. It's cheap. It's free. Click subscribe. That way, when I upload a video, and I do it often, you'll get a little alert, and you can keep up with all my little arcade adventures down here. And also, I have a podcast. Actually, I have two podcasts. One's called Arcade Outsiders at arcadeoutsiders.com. The other is called Video Game Outsiders at videogameoutsiders.com. I do both of those podcasts live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Starting at 9 p.m. Eastern on allgames.com. Video Game Outsiders is at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then Arcade Outsiders is at 11 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to listen live, go to allgames.com, Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. You can listen live, you can chat with everybody that's listening. It's actually pretty great. And if you can't do that, don't worry about it. Just go to iTunes and Stitcher, wherever you get podcasts, and just do a search for Video Game Outsiders and Arcade Outsiders, and you can download the podcast. And then also, if you guys are still here, I want to tell you about the John's Arcade forums, because they're actually kind of happening. They're a lot of fun. Great group of guys in there. Definitely check it out. Go to johnsarcade.com, click on the forum button, join the forum. It's a great place to get a hold of me. I mean, people are in there all the time asking me questions, sending me PMs. So if you want to privately message me or talk to me, you can do that through the forum. Go to johnsarcade.com, push the forum button, join the forums, and chat with everyone that's in there, and myself included. It's a good time. All right, that's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys in a few days, I think. And I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of odd little video. But anyway, there you have it. See you guys later. Bye.